Hello everyone, my name is Matt Sheehan alongside Zach Smith, and we are here at the Breslin Center after, once again, a Michigan State overtime basketball game. And of course, once again, Michigan State pulled this one out as well, 87-75. Zach, a lot of moments in this game. Why don't you go tell us the one defining moment that really got the win?
It would really be the Spartan defense in overtime. Michigan State went on a 15-0 run at the end of the second half. Minnesota didn't score for nearly 15 minutes in the end of the second half, but they still squeaked it out to force overtime. They were down 5 with 16 seconds left and still forced overtime. But then in overtime, the Spartans shut them down, and they only had 4 points total in the period. So it was really, there wasn't really a moment, a block, a shot. Gary Harris went coast to coast. That was pretty big. That got the Breslin Center pumping, but there wasn't really one moment. It would just be the collective overtime, the collective team that Michigan State kind of showed up in overtime.
Yeah, it's not every day where you go into overtime and still beat a team by 12 points, going 16-4 run. I mean, yeah, you're spot on with the defense right there. It's just dominating. Going to, kind of the bad moments of the game for Michigan State is the inconsistency. Denzel Valentine had some really, questionable turnovers, decision-making in the first half. Brandon Dawson had no points, and I think, just a couple of rebounds in the first half. But, hey, they both turned it around. Valentine's defense at the end of regulation, and he even helped out in overtime to really seal the deal. And, Dawson also really did well.
Izzo talked about consistency and how that's something that they're still working on. He, an experienced coach, he thinks he knows how to fix this team and what they need to do to get better.
What I try to tell my team is, between Costello and Harris and coming back, and we look very lethargic, if you ask me. And the example I give you is, I asked Gary in that room in that last pick and roll with Costello, I said, did he roll a little harder than he did the other times? And he started laughing. And guys just aren't seeing it because they're not practicing very well. They're not practicing very long. They're not practicing very hard. And it's not all their fault.
I mean, they've only had a full team maybe for 2 or 3 collective weeks the whole year. I mean, other than that, they always have at least 1, 2, or 3 people out at a time. It's tough. It's tough finding out who you are when you don't have your whole team.
And especially without Adrian Payne today, he was sorely missed. There was so many times when they could have taken the ball down low, but they had to pump it out. Luckily, Kenny Kaminsky was hitting threes like none other. But it was crazy how much they missed Payne, and it was clear that Costello and Ghana aren't enough to cover without him.
It's tough to replace. I mean, he stretches the floor so much. He is truly an irreplaceable player, and we saw that today.
Right. And he wanted to play. I mean, Adrian's not being a wimp about it. He wanted to play. He just didn't feel he could, so I didn't want to take the chance and suit him up and put him through that. Last time I didn't either. That was his choice. So this time it was kind of my choice. And I didn't like the choice I made, but I think I did what I had to do for the right reason.
Well, for Matt Sheehan, Zach Smith, signing off.